Have you ever faced a question that seemed ridiculously simple only to find yourself stumped? We've all been there. Remember that time your car wouldn't start and you spent minutes fiddling with the radio, convinced it was the battery, only to realize with a sinking feeling that you'd forgotten to fill up the tank? These moments, where common sense seems to abandon us, are more common than we'd like to admit. They expose a fascinating quirk of our minds, our tendency to overthink, to search for complexity where simplicity reigns. This isn't about lacking intelligence, it's about the curious way our brains process information. We're wired to seek patterns, to connect the dots, even when the picture is already clear. This instinct, while valuable in many aspects of life, can sometimes lead us down a rabbit hole of unnecessary complexity. The key is to cultivate a mindset that balances intuition with a healthy dose of skepticism, a mindset that questions assumptions and embraces different perspectives. Enter the world of trick questions. These seemingly simple puzzles, often designed to catch us off guard, are more than just amusement. They're powerful tools for illuminating the mental blind spots we all possess. Consider this classic riddle. A plane crashes on the border of Canada and the United States. Where do they bury the survivors? The immediate urge is to pinpoint the exact location on the border. But hold on, do we bury survivors? The answer is a resounding no, of course. The trick lies in the way the question is framed, leading us to focus on the irrelevant detail, the border, while overlooking the crucial one: survivors aren't buried. We often gravitate towards the most obvious or readily available information, neglecting to question its relevance. Trick questions exploit this vulnerability, using language and structure to nudge us towards the wrong answer. They highlight the importance of pausing, of taking a step back before jumping to conclusions. By recognizing the potential for deception, we can begin to dismantle the mental traps that lie in wait. The human mind thrives on patterns and assumptions. It's how we navigate a world overflowing with information. But these mental shortcuts, while essential, can sometimes become our undoing, especially when dealing with situations that require a fresh perspective. Trick questions, with their deceptive simplicity, expose this vulnerability with startling clarity. Take the riddle about Mrs. Brownie, who adores the color pink and decorates her bungalow entirely in pink. What color are the stairs? The mind, primed by the vivid description of pink overload, rushes to envision a pink staircase. But wait, bungalows are single-story structures devoid of stairs. The answer, while staring us in the face, remains hidden by our own preconceived notions. This example highlights another common pitfall: the anchoring bias. We latch on to the first piece of information presented, allowing it to color our subsequent judgments. In this case, the emphasis on pink creates a mental anchor, making it harder to see beyond the initial framework. The key to escaping these mental traps lies in cultivating a healthy dose of skepticism. Question your assumptions. Don't be afraid to challenge your initial interpretations. Remember, sometimes the most obvious answer is the one we overlook precisely because it's so obvious. Section 4. The power of lateral thinking. Lateral thinking, a term coined by Edward de Bono, is the art of approaching problems from unconventional angles. It's about breaking free from the linear, step-by-step thinking that often traps us in familiar patterns. Instead, it encourages us to explore alternative perspectives, to challenge assumptions, and to embrace creative solutions that might seem counterintuitive at first glance. Imagine you walk into a room and find a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What do you light first? The instinctive answer might be the candle or the fireplace. But the true solution lies in understanding the sequence of events. You need the lit match to ignite any of the other options. This seemingly simple riddle highlights the power of lateral thinking. It's not about choosing the most obvious answer, but about understanding the underlying process. Lateral thinking thrives on asking why and what if questions. The more we challenge our assumptions and explore alternative perspectives, the better equipped we'll be to navigate the complexities of everyday life. Section 5. Real-world riddles. The principles of trick questions and lateral thinking extend far beyond the realm of puzzles and riddles. They have real-world applications that can impact our decision-making, problem-solving, and even our interactions with others. Consider the common experience of miscommunication. Often misunderstandings arise not from a lack of information, but from differing interpretations. We bring our own assumptions and biases to the table, coloring the way we perceive and process information. By applying the principles of lateral thinking, we can learn to step back and consider alternative perspectives, fostering more effective communication. In the professional world, lateral thinking is a valuable tool for innovation and problem solving. By incorporating these principles into our daily lives, we can become more effective thinkers, communicators, and problem solvers. Section 6. Beyond common sense. Common sense, often touted as the key to navigating life's complexities, can sometimes be a double-edged sword. It relies on our accumulated knowledge and experiences, providing us with mental shortcuts that can be incredibly useful in familiar situations. But when confronted with the unfamiliar, the unexpected, or the deliberately deceptive, common sense can lead us astray. Trick questions remind us that intelligence isn't just about knowing the answers. It's about knowing which questions to ask, challenging our assumptions, and embracing the possibility that our initial perceptions might be flawed. By cultivating this mindset, we can move beyond the limitations of common sense and unlock a world of creative problem-solving and innovative thinking. For in those moments of mental gymnastics, we just might uncover a new way of seeing the world, one that's both insightful and surprisingly delightful.